Welcome to Malika.vedic Astrology. Here's your July forecast. My dear Leos, this month is asking something of you that you rarely allow yourselves to have, a little bit of quiet time. And it's precisely in this quiet that one of the year's most generous gifts is hidden. And before we begin, one important note. The predictions given here are based on your rising sign, your ascendant. This isn't Western astrology, this is Vedic astrology. Be sure to check out the first video on this channel, where I go into detail about the differences between Western and Vedic astrology. And if you don't know your ascendant sign yet, just write to me with your date of birth, exact time of birth, and place of birth, and I will help you determine it absolutely free of charge. All contact information is provided in the video description below, and I have a small request for you. Let's perform a small experiment. Please return to this video at the end of July and share in the comments how the prediction manifested in your life, what truly aligned with your experience, and what unfolded differently than expected. It is quite interesting and important for me to collect this feedback together with you. This way, you yourself will be able to witness firsthand what Vedic astrology truly is and precisely how it functions. So let's discuss July for Leo. What exactly is this month about for you? For Leos, July is a month with an unusual focus for you. Not on a public stage, but rather in a place of quiet reflection. And the primary theme here is one of completion, significant inner work, and unexpected well-being found through solitude. The first half is about income and your social circle. The second half of July is about depth and peace. And Jupiter in exaltation, which arrives in a place where Leos usually prefer not to linger, but where, at this very moment, a significant gift is hidden. Let's meticulously break down everything in due course. Let's focus on the first half of July. Mars will be in your 10th house in Taurus throughout the entire month. The 10th house represents your career, professional reputation, your status, how society perceives you, your public activities, and your relationship with management. This is where you realize your full potential and achieve professional success in the world. Here, Mars provides a powerful, assertive drive toward professional achievements, and you will feel a strong desire to act very actively, striving for a promotion or elevated status without delay right here and now. This might manifest as boldly asserting your worth, like demanding better working conditions or actively promoting yourself in your profession. Alternatively, it could show up as impatience, causing you to be sharp with your boss. Please do channel this energy into making concrete career advancements, rather than engaging in conflicts or disputes with your management. The Sun will be in your 11th house in Gemini until the 16th of July. The 11th house represents your grand goals, aspirations, income, additional earnings, financial acquisitions, and your circle of friends and allies. It involves community and social connections. It's the place where your most ambitious desires come to fruition. Here, the Sun illuminates your presence among friends and like-minded individuals, emphasizing your grand aspirations and financial pursuits. And this could manifest as increased visibility within your social circles. For instance, you could be invited to a significant project, or your insights might be highly valued within your community. This is an excellent period for networking, for loudly and boldly proclaiming your objectives to the world. Venus is in the 12th house until July 4th. The 12th house is the domain of solitude and hidden processes. It encompasses expenses, spiritual practices, and everything unfolding behind the scenes of your visible life. At the very beginning of the month, Venus illuminates this area with a soft, warm light. There might be a strong urge to journey somewhere, to find solace in solitude, immerse yourself in nature, or simply close off the world and have time purely for yourself. And for a Leo, this is an especially valuable and rare impulse. So make sure to truly enjoy this brief yet incredibly rejuvenating period. You might want to travel somewhere, for instance, on a retreat, or pamper yourself with a great massage. Mercury is in your 12th house in Cancer until July 7th, then it goes into retrograde motion and returns to the 11th house in Gemini. At the start of July, Mercury resides in your 12th house, and your thoughts turn inward. There's a lot of internal reflection, and perhaps some significant realizations will come to you in the quiet. But on July 7th, Mercury goes into retrograde motion and returns to the 11th house, the house of income, goals, and friends. And this can manifest itself as a re-evaluation of certain financial goals and aspirations that you established at the month's start. Perhaps an old discussion with a friend or partner about a collaborative project could resurface. This is really not the ideal time for new financial commitments. To friends or your community, it's better to double-check the details. Generally, with Mercury retrograde, it's best not to start anything new. Instead, review old matters or redo things. And here, the retrograde motion will last until the beginning of August. The month's backdrop is Rahu in your 7th house in Aquarius. This house governs partnership and marriage. This is also the house of business partnerships. This also encompasses open enemies and competitors, business alliances and contracts, and all your one-on-one relationships. And Rahu here, throughout the entire month, amplifies the attraction to unconventional partnerships. A striking, yet somewhat unusual acquaintance or business collaboration could emerge, appearing quite tempting, but ultimately rather dubious. Rahu always brings fog and illusion, so check the reality behind your first impressions. Ketu is in your 1st house in Leo. The 1st house is you, your body, energy, character, and how others perceive you. And Ketu here constricts everything, creating a slight detachment from your usual forms of self-expression. Your usual ways of expressing yourself might suddenly seem inadequate or perhaps just uninteresting to you. This is an invitation to search for a deeper, more authentic version of yourself. Saturn, the planet of discipline, resides in your 8th house in Pisces. This 8th house signifies deep transformation, concealed processes, hidden resources, shared finances, profound changes, and the kind of crises that ultimately usher in rebirth. And all month, Saturn here teaches patience in matters of deep transformation. True growth unfolds slowly, stemming from an honest confrontation with your fears rather than attempts to avoid them. The main event of July is Jupiter in exaltation in the 12th house. Jupiter is stationed in Cancer all month, and for Jupiter, Cancer represents its sign of exaltation, signifying maximum strength. It's like a planet at the peak of its powers, giving all the best it has to offer. And for Leo, Cancer represents the 12th house, a domain of solitude, spirituality, expenditures, hidden processes, foreign lands, places of rest, sleep, and everything that unfolds behind the scenes of one's life. This is an atypical yet highly significant transit specifically for Leo, a sign accustomed to being on stage and in the spotlight. So, when the most benevolent planet is at its maximum strength, positioned within the house of solitude, it means a profound period of blessing comes specifically through taking a pause and doing inner work. This can manifest in very specific ways. For example, an unexpectedly favorable trip abroad, or engaging in some spiritual practice, or a retreat that leads to a genuine breakthrough, or expenditures that ultimately become a valuable investment in yourself. Maybe some expensive but genuinely useful training or treatment. You might experience a profound sense of inner peace that you haven't felt in a very long time, or gain an important realization that fundamentally alters your outlook on events. On July 16th, the Sun unites with Jupiter, and it is then that this quiet, inner transit, previously subtle, becomes distinctly noticeable to those around you, especially for a vibrant and dynamic sign, as bright and prominent as yours. Jupiter remains in Cancer until the end of October, and for Leos, this marks one of the year's prime periods for spiritual and inner growth, even if it's not immediately apparent externally. Venus transitions into the first house in Leo on the 4th of July. The first house represents yourself, your physique, vitality, charisma, and the immediate impression you make on others. And on July 4th, Venus arrives right in your own sign. This brings charm, attractiveness, and a desire to express yourself beautifully. This could manifest as a strong desire to refresh your image, indulge in beautiful items, or simply feel particularly attractive and enhance your personal allure. It's a classic gift from Venus for Leo. Enjoy it. The Sun transitions into your 12th house of Cancer on July 16th, aligning with Jupiter in exaltation within the 12th house. This domain governs solitude, spirituality, and inner work, and with the Sun here, you'll gain remarkable willpower and profound clarity. Jupiter represents growth and blessings, and together in this house, they usher in a period of genuine inner flourishing. This could manifest as a deliberate choice to step back from the limelight and public visibility, a successful trip, a journey far from home, or simply an unfamiliar yet truly delightful inclination to seek quietude and discover profound answers within its depths. All right, let's now delve into the topic of health for July. Career, your finances, and your romantic relationships. Health for Leo in July. With Mars in your 10th house, you will feel a surge of energy for career breakthroughs, but be careful not to overwork yourself in the chase for status. So make sure you don't forget to get some rest, even when it feels like you need to push yourself a little harder. Leo is intimately associated with the heart and spine. Saturn in the 8th house creates a subtle, underlying burden through stress and anxiety, particularly regarding profound emotional matters. Therefore, it is crucial to give special care and attention to your heart during this period. Don't bottle up that tension within you. Instead, find a healthy release through physical activity or open conversation. And Mercury's retrograde motion on July 7th can cause absent-mindedness and mental overload. Therefore, allow your mind some well-deserved pauses from all the incessant information noise. Indulge in a digital detox for yourself. Jupiter in exaltation in the 12th house truly acts as a potent healing presence, specifically facilitated by rest. The more you allow yourself to take a pause and get some wholesome restorative sleep, the better your overall well-being will truly be. This month, rest truly is a healing remedy for you. Let's talk about money in July. The Sun, residing in your 11th house until July 16th, strongly supports financial goals and boosts your income through various connections and community engagements. This is an excellent time to articulate your financial intentions within the appropriate network. Mercury's retrograde motion on July 7th urges a re-evaluation rather than the initiation of new financial agreements with friends or partners. Jupiter in the 12th house might bring expenses, but specifically those that turn out to be a valuable investment in yourself. For example, it could be education, or perhaps health treatments, or maybe a really meaningful journey that ultimately pays off, not in monetary terms, but rather in the quality of your life. So what does July hold for Leos regarding their careers? Mars in your 10th